Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 5 o'clock. It's time for the public hearing. I call this meeting to order. Gentlemen, you have before you agenda, a roll call, please.
Alderman Chapman.
Present.
Alderman Bradford.
Here.
Alderman Wilson. Alderman Dubose. Alderman Rivestro.
Present.
Alderman Chastain.
Here.
Alderman Lennon.
Here.
Mayor Wellington.
Gentlemen, this public hearing is to discuss properties that is recommended by a building official identified as menace property. Need a motion to accept this main agenda item 2.1.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion by Alderman Chapman and second by Alderman Ref that we accept this agenda, this public hearing. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it.
Good afternoon, Mayor, and
Good afternoon.
I think the first address we have on the list is 7001 Barnes Road. You all have a packet of Barnes Road, right? Y'all have the pictures and everything in front of you?
Sure.
This Barnes Road, and before I start, we sent out an email back a few months ago asking the aldermen what were their priorities on menaces for this coming year. And these are all identified properties of the aldermen. So we're moving forward with these menaces that the aldermen wanted done. So this is the property belongs to a Dooley Brown. It says that they're in Lumberton, Mississippi. We sent notices there. We've had no correspondence with them. Of course, you can see from the pictures this is a burnt home. We sent out notices on the 7th of January, and we received no input from anyone. And we're asking the board to declare this a menace to public health safety so we can get it cleaned up. You have any questions about the pictures or anything in the file?
Is anyone here now represent this property?
Anyone here to the Barnes Road?
You all have any questions?
You said is Brown. Owner.
The owner shows that the tax record shows that a Dooley Brown owns it, and it shows that they're in Lumberton, Mississippi. And of course, we sent notices to the property at Barnes Road, and we also sent notices to Dooley Brown in Lumberton, Mississippi. Received no response from anyone.
All right, thank you.
I'm in agreement with proceeding with this one. I don't know if you need a motion now.
We'll just move from one to the other, and then y'all will make.
We'll do it all.
The next meeting. So if y'all are good with that, we'll move to another one. Okay, the next one I have is 4436 Blackwell Street. It shows the owner is a Joseph Spicer, and it says they're located at 22521 Old Biloxi Road in Van Cleve. We've had no correspondence with this property owner. And of course, we sent these notices out 1st of January. And as you can tell from the pictures, this property is in bad condition. Not only that, it's located within a special flood hazard area. So this is another one that we're asking the board to clean up, declare menace so we can get clean the property, in other words.
Anyone here from this property? Okay, move on.
436 Blackwell, no one here for this. Okay, the next one is 4301 Bowen Street. The property owner is Lauren McCon. It shows that she resides at 4225 Martin Luther King. Of course, we sent notices there. We've had no correspondence with this property owner. This is a burnt home, and we sent notices out on this the first of and also on these, you can tell from the pictures, this house is in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
So same thing from this one. We're asking the board to declare it a menace so we can get it cleaned up.
One thing I would like to point out in this packet is that there was a quitclaim deed from Mr. McCon to Good Hope Baptist Church. And I believe y'all sent notice to.
He'll send notices to Good Hope Baptist Church also. I'm assuming that when somebody passed away, they might have deeded this to the church. But someone here?
Yes.
Bowen Street? Okay, they'll let you come up and speak to the.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor and the board, good afternoon. I'm here in representing the Good Hope Missionary Baptist Church. This property was being purchased from the owner. And at the process of being purchased from the owner, we was able to pay one of the siblings off, and it had two more siblings. And since then, it burnt. And so what our lawyer had told the church was that pay the taxes. And if the other siblings don't do anything to help you with it, then we would go before the judge, and the judge would we would try to get grant permission to get 100% ownership. Since then, property burned. Church agreed that they would tear it down. Have somebody to tear it down. At the same time, we welcome the letter from the city so that would give us permission from that we could go on proceeding having it towed down, and we won't have to go before a judge in order to get the older siblings to say so, tear it down, but the city don't say tear it down. So when the city say tear it down, then Good Hope got the right to tear it down, have it towed down.
One thing I would like to point out now, obviously the board can't determine ownership or anything like that. And the quitclaim deed in this one is from Willie McCon, surviving heir of Lorene McCon. I couldn't find where there was an estate open. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I couldn't find it. And so if there are other heirs out there that did not quitclaim her interest, or have an interest in that property, that could be an issue moving forward for us. So that's one thing, Marcus, that obviously we would need to determine, because if there's somebody has an ownership interest, we would be required to notice them. We follow the statute. They notified pursuant to the statute who was on tax rolls. I'm okay with that, but I just, just want to point out that this quitclaim deed says surviving heir, but doesn't say surviving sole heir. And even if it did, there hasn't been, to my knowledge, an estate open to determine who the heirs of.
You know the other hair?
Yes, it's two more that we understand at this time, but one of them we have had permission to go ahead with the demolition. We're gonna take them to the lawyer's office and get signed equipment and everything. We were trying to get a clear deed. In the process of trying to get a clear deed, the house burned. So.
Well, we need to give them time to get this cleared up here. Marcus, is that
If the city.
be part of this process, give them time to,
Whatever the judge decides,
We want to tear it down, Your Honor. Mayor. We want to tear it down too. And by you telling us that we gotta tear it down, that gives us a right away to go ahead and get it tore down. If somebody come up later with something, they ain't gonna put no money on tearing it down.
yeah, but, we're concerned about the heirs agreeing that we should tear it down.
Right, but they don't have anything they don't have anything to.
Do you have anything from the heirs in writing? Could you get that?
We're gonna get that, hopefully, they have a meeting, Saturday, I understand, and the one that willing to do it's gonna be there at that meeting. And, hopefully they will get some agreement from that.
Well, one of them can hold, both of them going to have to agree.
Yeah, both of them got to agree, but sooner, if you tell us that we gotta tear it down, we're ready to move forward tearing it down. We want it tore down.
Yeah, but we can't do it until
Yeah, I mean, the ownership interest, that's between y'all and the heirs decedent, we're required to give notice to the person that's on the tax rolls, and we've done that. But my advice always to the city is to be cautious in these. So I would suggest under these circumstances to maybe get my information and I can give it to you. And Marcus, do you object to pulling this one?
If that's your legal advice, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could move forward, but at the same time, since he is communicating with an heir that we are not communicating with, that troubles me. And just to be on the side of caution, I would suggest let's pull this one and for the next time we have these public hearings, and if you can identify these heirs, we'll need to send them notice.
Well, we could, I would, get you the information. We would have a meeting, this weekend. And, we'll get the information for the one that we know. Hopefully we could get their name on a deed. If you can't get their name on a deed, we'll be sitting waiting for y'all to tell us, but we're ready to tear it down.
Yes, sir.
And we'll move forward. If you say that tonight, we'll move forward.
We could, with this one, if the judge is okay, go ahead and declare it a menace and get the names and addresses from him and send them a notice and let them know it's been declared, and if they have 30 days to reply. And because we've got 30 days before we do any demo work anyway, and that way it'll be on the books as being declared a menace, if the judge is okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I just don't want to proceed to tear it down until we identify the heirs.
The one, I think you had sent the message to one of them. Do you say one of them's on Frederick Street or something? The first name you called?
That was,
Martin Luther King.
That was I think that's the one we've been talking to, and the one that agreed to, move forward with it.
we sent the notice, obviously, to the property address, that was posted as well. No one's receiving mail there. And then, of course, to Good Hope, because y'all are on deed as well.
Oh, so you say Martin Luther King, that
That's
was
Good
Hope.
I think.
Yeah.
Marcus, we're going to declare it a menace, and then we got 30 days to work this out. So we got a lot of these to go through.
Okay.
So we're going to declare this a menace, and then you got 30 days to work this out.
Okay, so if it don't get worked out in 30 days, what
You
happens?
got to come back at that point. You come back and tell us where you are.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, the next one on the list is Camellia Street. And we Trish received a call from SBA. The SBA actually owns this property, and they could not have a representative here today. So they asked if we could do this one at a later date. And I think Tricia and Mayor are okay with doing that. The board's okay with that.
And I spoke to a representative from the SBA as well, and due to the winter shutdown and part of the partial potential shutdown, they just couldn't be here, so we agreed to pull it and not include it tonight.
If there's a government shutdown or something, why they couldn't.
Camellia Street and Camellia Street 3901, those are two items listed on.
That's correct. And then the next one on the property I have is 3142 Choctaw Avenue. And the property owners show that it's a Judith and Jack Fortenberry. Shows that they reside at 150 Browning Drive, Flora, Mississippi. We've had no correspondence with them. And of course, this is a pretty bad shaped house there on Choctaw. It makes the street look really bad. And we're asking the board to also move forward with this one, declare it a menace, so we can clean this property up.
Anyone here for this property?
Anyone here for Choctaw Avenue? No, sir. Ready to move on?
And we can move forward with that one. That's one I submitted.
Okay, the next on the list is 6201 Dora Avenue. It shows that it's in the estate of Katie Lett. We don't know where the property owners are at this time. And I believe this is one that was identified by the fire chief. And this is a burned house, of course, as you can tell from the photographs. And the same on this, we sent out a lot of notices, so we're asking the board to declare this a menace so it's cleaned up. Is anyone here for 6201 Dora? No one here, Mayor.
That's Ward 1, right? Marcus, that's Ward 1. That's, it was the reason it burnt about a month ago. I don't know what happened to the folks, but
Yeah, I don't know.
that's
That's
safe. Not sure, I mean, we want to move on with that and get it turned around.
one of the ones the police chief sent to the mayor. The mayor ordered it to.
Yeah. Want to move on with that one.
Okay, so the next one on the list is 6118 Frederick Street. The property owner shows that it's in I-10 Properties LLC, and their address showed to be 6813 Southwind Drive in Biloxi. Someone called and said that they bought this property, and we informed them that they needed to be here tonight to speak to the alderman, but we did not see where a deed had been filed recently on this property. And you see that this house is in bad situation too. Is there someone here for 6118 right here? There is somebody here to speak on for mayor.
This
I just bought that property, maybe
Marcus. Which is,
It was to the. So
Question, Mr. Mayor.
sure.
Shows the property owner is Jesse McCarty. Is that you?
No,
So who are you? You're not Jesse McCarty. You are not Jesse McCarty. So who are you?
come for the property address 6118 Frederick Street,
Right. And your name?
Harwood.
You spell it. Spell it.
SOKHA. U.
Okay.
looks like the purchaser would be KH Group LLC,
It's under LLC.
but this is a contract and some agreements, but nothing is signed and there's not a recorded deed on the property.
You have a deed for the property, sir?
Not yet.
who did you purchase it from?
I don't know the name of the owner, but I bought it from the agent.
Bernard McCarty,
No.
I believe,
that's family
I
owned.
can clarify something for you, Alderman Sherwood. The property, Marcus, was foreclosed on,
Yeah.
and then it ended up in the hands of I-10 Properties LLC. And what he's given us tonight is it looks like a packet for KH Group LLC. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
That's your LLC? And that in here is some closing documents. They're not signed yet, and you don't have a deed yet, but you're in the process of buying this property?
No, it's not. I already paid off already.
Okay.
He's done it, they haven't filed the deed yet. Probably they should have done the deed.
Do you have a copy of the deed that you just recently got?
That's all I have. So
What is it to tear down, Marcus? What is it to tear down?
It's just, the property's just jumped up.
It's junk, this needs to be cleaned up.
But yes, property.
Oh,
Again, there, in these closing documents, it looks like these were sent to you as copies. Without anyone signing those, do you? And,
they said they gonna send it to me, but
okay, okay. So you've already closed the loan and purchased the property, you just don't have a deed sent to you yet.
they told me that it take about maybe like 3 4 months.
Well, Mayor, I suggest we, again, similar to the church, giving 30 days to get his paperwork to Marcus. And then move forward with Marcus' recommendation, but you need not leave here tonight without getting that information to Marcus, so we can get that from you. Okay?
Are you gonna clean the property yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if they declare the menace tonight, you'll have 30 days from tonight before the city would act on it at all. So you've got 30 days to clean it up.
Just 30 days?
And if you remedy the violation within 30 days, it goes away. There's no structure there. It's just junk on the property. So yeah, it's 30 days.
That's all you can give me.
That's what the,
Yeah,
basically the waiting time is 30 days.
and just for information, not there yet, the city, once they look at a property and determine it to be a menace and a public health issue, then it quotes companies to go in and clean it up. And then, of course, if we have to go that far, then that will be part access to your property. And if we get there tonight, that lowest and I suggest you do that. Sir?
2,800, right?
Exactly.
That's the lowest bid.
That's the lowest bid. That if we move forward tonight, accept the bid to clean your property up, it's $2,800. But again, you're gonna have to get the information showing ownership because we don't have that. And it wasn't in the records at this time. Normally at a closing audit, they would have given you a sheet, you would have had it recorded in the clerk's office, and clerk then would send you the original sometime after recording. But you can get a copy of that tomorrow if you go down to the clerk's office.
I'm okay to get right.
Also, too, just remember that if we do it, we're gonna attach a lien to your property.
Yeah, it'll be.
As soon as you pay it, that goes away.
Yeah.
I just didn't want you to not know that part.
Well, that's your choice. If the board chooses to move forward, you'll have 30 days to clean it yourself. If you don't clean it yourself, the board moves forward with the cleanup, and then it won't show up on your taxes till next year.
Marcus, ask a question.
Yes, sir.
You see anywhere in the paperwork concerning Bernard McCarty or Ray Wally? Those are the owners. I don't know what he got or what he done, but the owners are Bernard McCarty and Ray Wally.
It was foreclosed on.
Foreclosed on them?
So I-10 properties foreclosed on it. Okay. Questions, feel free to call them or the office.
It's over there, Bob.
Okay, the next property I have on the list is 4506 Glass Avenue.
Yeah, he's up that next.
Textual showed that the property owner was a Annie Mae Davis Betts, Monroeville, Alabama. And we did talk to, I believe, her sister, maybe here tonight. Okay. And As you can see, this property cleanup also is a vacant lot, and it's got some and such on the property, and sister's here to talk.
Last year.
Glass.
Glasses.
Master 506 glass.
Like to say, give honor to the Lord, honor to the mayor and board. Not to move forward with proceedings of 4506 Glass Avenue, Moss Point, Mississippi. I took a video of the property 2 hours before I come in. It is no longer considered a menace. These are some photos along with a video. Which end should I start?
Excuse me, Mayor, Board, I know what she's talking about. I was born right next door to that property, and I was down, I passed there every day. She has cleaned it up. She has cleaned it
Can I
up.
just see a picture of that? Because I talked to Miss Karen.
All right, I have 2 photos and plus the videos, and this is the video. Go back the other way to see the photo, and then back to
Just like this in your ward?
It's in my ward, man.
Okay. What do you think? You seen it? Are you aware of it?
Yes, I'm aware of it, and it
And-
does look like it's been cleaned. I think.
What is the video? Hold on. Okay, that's what I got off the card, the paper there.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the video, 2 hours before the meeting.
Well, we kind of short them.
I'm sorry, it's just 5 seconds, maybe 5 seconds
Okay.
long.
Has the vehicle been removed?
Yes, the vehicles,
The trailer?
trailer and the shed and the tree on top of the shed.
Yeah, it looks good. I think we can take it off.
Patrick, can you show it to Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't need this, this ward.
I submitted property.
I'm amazed with
I was just witnessing.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it, I was just witnessing.
Just a second.
Pass it every day.
Fine to see it.
I go by every day. I was raised up right next door to that.
This is
Usually
taking-
what we would say in a situation like that is we haven't checked it to proceed with the menace, and then if it's clean, just move forward with it. I'll see.
I see it.
Appreciate it. Anytime I can sit here.
What is her name? You are,
I'm representing, Annie.
your name? You are Miss Davis? Cynthia Davis.
That one.
Yes, Annie Mayday.
Well, thank you.
Okay, next one I have on the list is 7306 Grierson. Property owners are Ingracia, Andrea Ingracia and Nicholas Van Kirk. And have not spoke with these property owners, and same thing with this one. We're asking the board to clean it up. Check it real quick. You're not on Grierson. It's a little small house on Grierson, and I tell you, walk back of the backyard looks worse than, you know, but
It was also, I get called for the name. Sleeping, fires all night. So it's a menace. They don't know who they are. They in and out all the time. So they call me.
yes, sir.
Let's move forward, getting this cleared up.
Thanks on it too. So yes, we're asking the board to move forward with the menace, public health and safety, so we can clean the property up. Is there anyone here for session there? Brian? Believe there's anybody here later around. that I have is 72 Gregory Street. Of course, we're not going to proceed with the minutes on this one, but I do want to let the city know that this is city-owned property. This is, city owns this property, and Mayor, if you remember, this is the one we dealt with where somebody wanted to buy it, and it floods on, and it's been damaged, so it would have to have been renovated. It's just best interest to get torn down so that the city can move forward on their own to remove.
City on that.
What is street address is that?
That's 213 Gregory.
City on.
It's not on this list.
Not on the package.
Not on the list?
Not on this list.
Well, it may be because
That's
city
cool. Yeah.
informed the city about this one. But this is one we've been dealing with, so we're familiar with it, and we'll do something like that. You just take it down.
Address one more time, Marcus, please.
7213 Gregory.
7213 Gregory. Thank you.
City on it.
Okay, next one on the list is 30 Hillman. The owner is Kenneth B. Reynolds. And shows that he's a resident of Florida. Had no correspondence with him. And of course, you can see pictures that this one also been mentioned. So we're asking the board to declare this a menace so we can get it cleaned up. Is there anyone here for 4630 Hillman?
One thing I want to point out with this one is in the warranty deed to Kenneth Reynolds and Linda Yon, there's also a third person named Lee Otis, who's gone. But there was no, it was sent, they all used the same address. The address label listed 2 of the 3 landowners, not the third. So I asked, talked to Marcus about today's notice to that person about making sure they understand that this has happened tonight, because it's a technicality, but you still, even though we don't know where that person is, and that address that is listed for him was one that was on, that was sent to the other 2. But I just want to point that out.
Yeah, there's 3 names on the deed. The notice was sent to the address, which all 3 of them had the same address. But one of them's name didn't get on the letter. So what we'll do is if it's declared tonight, we'll do the same thing. We'll send them a notice tomorrow on it to let them know that they have 30 days to respond. If they respond to us within 30 days, we'll get back with the board on that. If not, we'll move forward with the minutes. Next one I have is 4930 Hillman Street. And this property forfeited to the state, so forfeited to the Secretary of State's office. So nobody purchased it at the tax sale. And as you can see from it, it's in bad shape also. And we're asking the board to declare this one a menace so we can get it cleaned up. And all we have to do in a situation like this, I've dealt with the state before, is once it's cleaned up, we send notification to the state that it's been cleaned up, and they take that price that they're listing that property for and deduct the structure off of that price. So
You didn't get a response from the state?
no, sir. When the tax buyers purchase property, if they fail to purchase a property, it'll forfeit to the Secretary of State's office. And then the Secretary of State, after a period of time, they'll list it for sale, basically for the taxes. We dealt with them before on menaces, so I called them and explained to them, we're going through the menace process with something, and they said, that's fine, just once you declare the menace and it's cleaned up, send me something showing it's cleaned up and we'll deduct the tax.
You got both of them already. 4630 and 4930.
Okay, so the next property we have is 4412 Jackson Avenue. And this property shows to be the owners of Church of the Living God. And didn't have an address for Church of the Living God. The only address we had was Jackson Avenue. Of course, you can see from the pictures, this is the front of the house. And I'd like to move forward with a menace on this.
Reason you mentioned another ILMA was you did send notice to Church of the Living God Incorporated at 4312 Hillman Street. And that's why you thought there was a third one. The notice was sent to everybody's here for the church property based on directors Marcus and them.
This property here at Jackson Avenue shows that the owner of God. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the church. Couldn't find an address for it. There was no address on file. The only address they had for purposes was the 412 Jackson Avenue. And of course, we send notice there and we also post notice on the property itself. So is there anyone here for 4412 Jackson Avenue? I don't think we have anybody on that one either.
Well, I know the pastor of the Church of the Living God. I'll try to catch up with him and make sure he gets this package.
Then we got 30 days.
Sir. And Marcus, if I can refer him to your office.
Absolutely. The next one we have on the agenda is 4800 Jefferson Avenue. Property's owned by Amy McDonald Buckley, and I believe Buckley's here tonight. And this is a property cleanup on the structure. It's the property, as you can see in the photographs, the property is bad shape. And I do believe that there's a dilapidated shed on the back of the property that would need to be cleaned up also. So Ms. Buckley is here for her.
Yes.
Cleaning this off wheel. We have really worked hard between the weather conditions the last couple of weeks. My husband's sick, so we have to do that. My work schedule's just overdrive. I work a lot of hours in a week. I can have it done within 30 days as far as everything getting done. I can get the shed going. It's just been sitting there. It just needs to be pulled down, done away with. I can make sure this property's up to par.
Yeah, Ms. Buckley, we had a lot of the community that's really getting a lot of couple bunch of houses.
Done.
So really, you're doing the job to clean it up. So you're saying you can get it done in 30 days? We're still gonna sell some minutes, right, Marcus? Until.
Yes, sir.
Once we're gonna declare the minutes, but then you got 30 days to clean it up.
Sounds good.
Marcus and the team will go back by there and look at it again.
Okay.
And then you may have to come back if it's not.
Okay.
Process.
That's fair.
If it's cleaned up.
Apologize for the delay.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Buckley.
Sorry, I got a lot of them. I'm having to sort through it. Okay, next item, next property on the agenda is 4729 Charles Street.
Marcus, I believe that's 4725 Charles Street.
25.
As I think it's incorrect on that, on the listing, the special call meeting Menace Properties, it's got it North Charles Street 47, but the address on here is 4725 Charles Street.
Okay, well, if it was listing, we may need to pull this one and do this one because I'm sure that is sent to North Charles because there is a North Charles Street.
I believe that, excuse me, with that street,
North Charles.
I thought that street, I submitted that house there. and
It is North
It
Charles.
is North Charles. I talked to the neighbors.
We'll need to pull this one because it was sent to 4725 Charles Street.
Was it? Okay. We'll have to pull this one. Is anybody here for 4725 Charles Street or North Charles Street? Here from North or just Charles? Okay. Tell you what, after the meeting, if you'll talk to me, we're gonna pull it right now and not do anything with it, but if you'll talk to me after the meeting, we'll get together on it, okay?
4729 North Charles, not 4725.
25.
4725 North Charles. All right, thank you. Got that wrong, but this is correct.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Okay, next one on the agenda is 5042 Pecan, is that correct? Get out of order here. This property is owned by Dwayne Taylor Senior. And the address we had was Pecan Street,
what address you had? 5042, right?
5042 Pecan Street. And see from the pictures on this one, it's in terrible shape. So same thing with this one, we're asking the board to declare the menace safety so we can bring the property up. Is there anyone here for?
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Taylor Ruffin. I'm a sibling to Dwayne Taylor. I'm representing him. He lives in Georgia. I live in Alabama. We acquired this property back last year. My brother and I paid for back taxes, legal representation and all of that. I have a copy of that he became the owner in May. I also have asking you all, please to give us an extension before you continue with the being menace. I have here, I asked my brother to cash out, proof. Where in the month of July 2024, because I live in Alabama, he lives in Georgia, that he paid, and I have proof of reimbursement where we were asking someone here, we paid someone to clean the property up, cut the grass, all of that. In the midst of litigation to get the property back, it was not in our ownership. Someone set it afire. And so my brother, in the month of July alone, he spent $635 to have someone to cut the grass and all of that. I even have proof on the cash app that my sister rented, my brother ran what's called a bush hog, to try to cut it. I'm sorry, someone used it for a dumping ground. I agree, we grew up there. My brother and I, at this point, we've inquired about someone coming to look at the property. We know it's in a flood zone. Is it more advantageous to tear it down all the way, or if it can be repaired? We want to get with the city to let us know what other regulations and codes, how much it will cost to bring it up to rebuild. or nevertheless, we will take responsibility ourselves for having it torn down. I do have proof on the cash up there. In 1 month alone, we paid $635. And so I'm asking the Alderman, Braxton, he knows my brother owns other property in Ward and well, and there's no issue.
Know this family, they've had a hard time with it. I told them, and I'm asking, all I can do is ask. First of all, next 30 days, get all that dumping, they illegal dumping, it ain't they dumping, it's somebody just chose to dump it there. Get all that cleaned up, grass cut, cleaned all around the house, but we can get somebody in there and assess the value of the house. I'd like to give them our homestead, but if we got to clean that ground up and cut all that grass behind the house and just clean it up for you can see up in that person.
Talked to someone today, on my way here, and they said that they were gonna go by there and assess it and give us a price to cut it and clean it off, front and back.
I'm asking the man Marcus to allow you to do that, that's up to you.
Well, I would inform the board also, like she said, this property is in a flood zone. And it's substantially damaged, which means that it's more than 50% damage. So it would have to meet the current elevation requirement of the city. So it would have to be elevated plus repaired. So, yeah, I don't know if you could do that, but in my opinion, it'd be better.
I want to be able, sir, to make an informed decision. And I appreciate you saying that, but give us an opportunity to clean it up and allow us, because someone had went in there and said something different. So because we both live out of town, I appreciate you saying that, but we're willing to work with the board to know what the
Case scenario, the city couldn't allow you to repair it at the elevation.
Right, I understand.
You have to elevate the house at a minimum. So, it's just up to the board if they choose.
Yeah, what we're gonna do tonight, we'll still declare as a menace. But you got 30 days to clean it up, like the Alderman says. And then you come back to us in 30 days to tell us where you are at that point. Okay? Right.
Well, the city declared that a menace now, and she has 30 days. She can get with my office. And if she has a plan in place, if you bring it back forward within 30 days, we'll be glad to do that.
And make
Clean and elevate.
sure, no, not elevate, but make sure they understand that they're gonna have to elevate it.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining. That
So, but right now, we want it cleaned up and all the grass cut, all the, dump up, all that gotta be done in 30 days.
okay,
Then we'll deal with the elevation and what.
okay. I think she
Work with
understands.
you on that.
Okay, she understands that. Okay, the next one I have is 4008 Rogers Road. And I have Connie Rogers as being the property owner, this property, and the only other address we had was P.O. Box in Escataba. Of course, we had no correspondence with the property owners. And yeah, that's. Yeah. I believe that.
Marcus, we talked about this one. Is it a cleanup? We were gonna make a determination.
Well, we couldn't really make the determination on it. I mean, it's in bad state of repair for sure.
It's hard to tell from the street.
It is, and, our warrants from the judge doesn't allow us to enter the structure. We have to take pictures through windows or whatever. So, couldn't really make that determination. I was gonna leave that up to you guys.
Well, what would be the options to be able to make an accurate determination?
I mean, yeah, because I think is to protect the city for potential exposure for structure. Structure as well.
Sorry, the bids were to tear it down?
Yes, and, but again, you can't go in there, you just kind of like having needing a warrant to go inside, you can't go inside, so.
We have a warrant, but our warrant only extends to the exterior of the property. So we take pictures through the windows or whatever we can see, we couldn't see on this one.
And this is one where the board may say that Marcus get bids for cleanup only. We'll change the bid, I mean, it's a possibility. Because the structure itself, when you look at pictures, I mean,
If y'all want to move forward with just the property plan, clear it tonight, not accept the bid, and we can bring the bid back to the board, next board meeting.
So you could you tell if there were holes in the roof or anything like that, or what?
Couldn't really tell.
Well, let's just do cleanup for now and we'll readdress it. Okay.
That's added to the note, and we did that and bring it back to the board.
I'm not here for this.
Anyone here for apartment friends?
Next week, same for.
And the next one I have is 3707 Vine Street. Showed the property owner is Alice Means. We didn't have another address for Miss Means. You can look at this one and tell. Of course, we're asking the board to clean this one up also. And
That's for clean.
not just the structure and all.
and Marcus did send notice, there was a person from Pascagoula,
Molly Taylor.
Molly Taylor, that apparently redeemed the taxes at this point. She was sent a notice as well.
Right, we have that Molly Taylor here. Like she paid the taxes on it, but she still is a taxpayer, but not a. Good without. And the next one I have is 4016 West Pine. And shows the property owners of Willie A. Robertson in the estate of, in care of Minnie Robertson. This property owner lives in California. California. She may have a representative here in the audience. And our recommendation is also clear the minutes so we can clean it up. But I think she wants to address it.
If they want to. Introduce her name. Ma'am, can you hear us?
Here, hello,
Okay,
hello.
you're here for 4016 West Pine Street?
Yes, ma'am. I have my representative there, my cousin Zelda McCrary, are giving her authorization to represent us. We are in California.
She want to tell the board.
What I want to ask, if, you would give us time, also to clean up the property. We have pictures of the property, it's just one side that's, they do have someone that cleans up the property. And, the pictures that I have are that the property has been bush hogged, but, where one side of the property, where the roof has caved in, what we're trying to do is, get someone to tear down the property, or tear down the house on the property. And we're asking if you'll give us time to do that. I mean, I have some ideas of some people that I'm gonna ask to do it. I don't know how much this is gonna cost, and all we ask is time to take care of the problem. But the pictures I have, you saying it's a menace, but I guess it's because the house is
falling on one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, that's all wrong with the property. Someone has been taken care of.
Yeah, but there's been people living and coming in and out of that property, which make it the menace that it is.
Understand what you're saying?
Yeah.
And also a flood zone runs right through the middle of this property too, and it looks as if it touches the structure, and we wouldn't be able to tell that without a flood survey. It's a possibility that it could be in the flood zone and could be substantially damaged and not meet the elevation requirement on this one also. But and the only way for us to be able to tell that would be for them to have a flood survey done, have a surveyor come out and determine whether or not it's in the flood survey, because it's right on the line. And if that line touches that structure at all, that entire structure is in the flood zone, which means that it would be subject to substantial damage. Means that it would have to be meet the current elevation requirement.
Which means, it would have to be elevated at that point, if it's considered in
If we
flood.
decide to, renovate the structure that's there, then
If it's,
there would be no need to, elevate the property. How would they elevate the property if they redo the structure that's there?
Because there's a rule, 50% rule. It's substantial damage or substantial improvements. And this house is substantially damaged. It means it's more than 50% damage. If that's the case, you have to meet the current elevation requirement that Moss Point has adopted. And we're not 100% sure it's in a flood zone because that line is right on top of it. So the only way for us to make that determination is to have a flood survey done.
I understand what you're saying. How do you determine that it's 50%?
What we do is we look at the structure and we get the tax and we add 25% to it to determine the cost of the structure and then the cost of repairs that we have a damage estimator that we use to make that determination. Now, if you get a contractor's bid that shows that you can put it together, back together less than that, I mean, we'll be glad to look at that.
So how do I get these numbers?
You have to have a licensed contractor go out and give you a bid to repair. We have tax numbers in our office. We'd be glad to share with you.
So how much time am I gonna have to get all this done?
If they declare the menace tonight, you have 30 days.
30 days from with you saying I got and this has got to come out of our pocket, us,
That's not,
that,
it's your house.
I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is if they decide to keep the structure that's there, it shouldn't be any reason, for them to have to elevate to another level.
See, Moss Point participates in the National Flood Insurance Protection Program.
And that, I understand that because that happened after Katrina.
When they participate in that program, they have to follow FEMA regulations. FEMA makes them adopt these rules, so they have to abide by this. Otherwise, it puts everybody in Moss Point's in a flood zone in jeopardy of losing their flood insurance. So Moss Point can't do that.
Mayor,
yes,
just to offer a thought here. Sometimes people, and this could be a situation, I don't know, it's your decision, ma'am, but sometimes people want to do all the work themselves. But if it might sometimes be advantageous to you or to anybody, let's just assume you were going to tear it down. To let the city go ahead and do that, the cost goes on your taxes as a lien. But you get a whole nother year. Your taxes aren't due until more than a year from now, or a year from now. So it would, I don't know if that helps, but city gets pretty decent prices. We've got to bid this work out. And it might be that you could get it all tore down and cleaned up, and then you don't have to pay for another year. I don't know if that helps. In some cases, you may be able to get it done for a better price.
But when I asked the question, how much would this cost? They said they didn't know. So I don't want to put myself out to take that option. And then I got a big ticket price on my head.
Well, we know,
Tell you what.
Yeah, I can tell you right
Yeah,
now.
they can tell you.
By the way, Mayor, we're getting close to 6, so it is 6, so we're gonna have to, got one more after this one. But the lowest quote to tear it down and clean it up is $3,900.
You hear that, Tony?
3,900 to tear it down and clear it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And again, that would
How
be.
long? How long do you have to do that?
30 days.
What you mean by
City would-
tear it down and put it up?
And we're not putting,
Clean it up.
Clean it up?
it's just to tear the structure down and clean it up.
All the debris.
Yes.
Yes.
Lot would be clean.
And that would be attached to become part of the tax bill.
We'll take the 30 days, and if we need more time, we can come back and ask for more time. Is that correct?
yes, I mean, you're gonna start tearing it down yourself? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, there won't be.
I'm gonna speak with them
Yeah.
because they're in California.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get with them. I'm just representing.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Yeah, you have 30 days to decide what you want to do.
yes,
After 30 days is when we're gonna tear it down.
yes.
That'll be put on your tax at that time.
You understand what the mayor said? 30 days.
You need that to get yourself together with your people out in California. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to speak with them because I can't make the decision. I need to let them make their own.
Okay, let's move forward with this one because it's 6 o'clock. And the last one we have is 4044 West Pine. And this is owned by Desi McIntyre Graves, the estate of, in care of Dale Jones. This is a dilapidated structure also that we're asking the board to move forward with. Is there anyone here from West Pine?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Come up and address the board.
Yes.
It's just cinder block walls, no roof or anything on this, so you can see from the pictures.
Mayor and Alderman. And, you said it's a menace to society?
It's a dilapidated structure identified by the alderman, so yeah, they're trying to clear it. And it's
You cleaned up.
the board can make the decision whether or not it's a menace.
Okay. What it is, well, you have pictures, I have pictures here, and I keep it clean. I keep the yard clean, everything is clean. It's no bushes or anything. None of that. And Reed, I was asking that if I tear it down, will I be able to build a house there? I'll be able to build a house there? Okay, now it won't be on tilt, on tilt.
Well, it's not a flood zone.
It's not a flood zone, I know it's not a flood zone.
Wouldn't have to be on still stand.
Okay then, cause that's why I left it there, because I didn't know if I will be able to, build a house there. Because lots of the houses is family owned property, and the houses is close together.
We'd love for you to build a house.
It's closer together and everything. But I will tear it down, I would have someone to tear it down myself.
Well, you,
Suggestion would be move forward. You have 30 days to do something.
Cause I get tells to tear it
what are you saying is you got 30 days from tonight to.
And, okay, and I'm gonna need a permit. Will I need a permit to tear it down?
We can give you a permit that's good for 30 days.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Don't wanna go? You wanna go to get the permit? His office.
From who?
Your office, right?
From your office?
Yeah, the building department down in Pasco.
What's that
You
located?
get your tags.
Will you stay? Okay.
Mayor, we
need
can
to adjourn.
probably need to adjourn the special call meeting and then start the regular meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Chapman, second by Bradford, that we adjourn this special call meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. We call our regular meeting to order. Yeah. This is our first meeting of the month of February. Roll call, please.
Alderman Chapman. Alderman Bradford. Alderman Wilson. Alderman Dubose.
Present.
Alderman Vastro.
Present.
Alderman Chestnut.
Here.
And Lim.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Gentlemen, you have in front of you all. We have. If you look at your agenda, if you read your agenda, we're gonna pull item 5.5. We're removing that from the agenda, main agenda. And item 5.13, we're moving from the agenda. When you edit amended agenda, we're gonna add to the consent agenda 4.7, dealing with the modernization docket. We're gonna add agenda 4.8, consent agenda 4.8. And with deputy clerk recommendation, we're gonna remove, well, we've done that, we're gonna add to the main agenda 5.17, dealing with an agreement with Mississippi Power. We're gonna add to the main agenda of 5.18, the fees or dues for Jackson County Economic Development Foundation. We're gonna add to the main agenda 5.19, dealing with our intellect, with just some testing for us. Is there any item on the consent agenda that you would like to move down to the main agenda for discussion?
I have one,
Okay.
4.5,
4.5,
take that off the consent agenda from the main agenda.
report 19, for 2520.
Mayor, and I do have a correction on 5.7, that's modification. Not.
Anyone else have it?
To approve the amended agenda.
Second?
Second.
With those changes to the consent agenda and the main agenda of the motion by Alderman Chapman, second by Alderman Dubose, that we accept with those corrections or additions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you would go along with me and welcome a young man that I went to visit him the second day he was born. I have seen him grow up in this community. He's my godson. And as he was growing up, no one could have ever told me that he would have been a minister. But he is. This is my personal friend's son, Clarence Dubose, oldest child. His name is Sean, Reverend Sean Dubose. Come do our devotion for us.
Good evening, everybody.
Lord, I do appreciate this opportunity to speak before y'all. This is my godfather, Paul Point. He told me I had 3 minutes, and you don't tell a minister he only has 3 minutes. But I do want to share something with y'all, if that's okay. Joshua chapter 5, verses 13 and 14. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it talks about Joshua before he's going into Jericho to take over Jericho. Joshua encounters a soldier on the way, and the soldier has his sword drawn. And Joshua asks a pertinent question: are you for us or are you for our adversaries? The soldier replies, I'm of the army of the Lord. Joshua bows down and worships him. The soldier tells him to take off his shoes because he's on holy ground. And then he asks the soldier this pertinent question: what would the Lord have me to do? A lot of times we in this era of division, this pack against this pack, this Republican against this Democrat, but we should be on God's side. We'll all be asking, what would God have us to do? I love this city. I love this city so much. But if there's one thing that we do not do, except the Lord build the house, they that labor, that build it in vain. We're doing it in vain if we're not doing it with God's help. Not about any one person, about us all doing our part. The Bible tells us also that Jesus said to his disciples, let your light so shine that men glorify God with your good works. We all have a part to play, not just the board members, but the community as well. We all have a role to play in leadership. People are watching us. God is watching us. We can't get so caught up in our personal positions, and we can't get caught up on the gossip of the world, and we neglect to do the things that God has called us to do. But we are his workmanship, crafted in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God hath before ordained that we should walk in them. Let us go before the Lord and pray. Heavenly Father, most awesome God, Father, we come before you as humbly as we know how. And Father, we ask for forgiveness of our sins and shortcomings. Anything that we may have said, thought, or done that was displeasing to you, Father, forgive us for it. And right now, Father, I ask that you infuse your spirit amongst these members, amongst the mayor, amongst the community, Father, that we may do the things that you have called us to do, that we may love one another, treat each other fairly, and Father, that we may do the work that you want us to do. Father, let us stay in your will and in your way. And it's in your precious Son, Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Sean. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much, and Sean. We have no presentation tonight. Is there any public comments?
Yes.
Have no public comments. I need to approve items on the consent agenda with the exception of 4.5, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, and 4.6. Got a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second. Bingo.
He didn't realize he needed to sign up for public comments. He would like to.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir,
I was,
just give your name and address.
I think we have a motion and second on the consent agenda. I think it'd be okay to go ahead and vote on that. of those items mentioned, and then come back to this.
Get a motion, can we get a,
I motion.
Second.
do we have that?
I think we already had.
I motion to approve.
All right, I had a motion and a second.
Just need to vote.
Just need to vote, man.
Can we already?
We got a first and a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. Coming up, sir, give us your name, your ward, where did you live
Yes, my name is Donald Overby. I live at 4606 Bromfield Drive.
in? Okay.
I've spoken or texted with Mr. Lennon about a sewer problem. This stems back from December the 9th. And there's been a little bit of communication with him, and I've had communication with the engineer. But other than that,
What engineer was that?
his first name is Richie.
Richie Piasnik, okay.
And
He's online.
I know this is, something that wasn't gonna be overnight, but it's February the what, 3rd? Hadn't got any more communication. I don't know how much knowledge Mr. Lenup has about the project because the engineer is trying to find out elevations and such. But you don't want to hear how I'm having to deal with sewage. I won't even explain that. So
This is,
more than anything, I want communication, but I want some sewer, Pay my bill. Actually, I pay ahead of the bill. So, but I've not heard. Mr. Ritchie has contacted me, let me know some, and then I'm not sure about Mr. Lynn. Now, I want to be on the record that I've complained or whatever, but I'd like to hear something back that, okay, you're on the list, you're gonna be a month, 2 months, but if I get stopped up tomorrow, it's already been 2 months. I have to run my washer like 10 seconds so to drain on out. You run it 30 seconds, you're gonna be back here in the back bedroom cleaning up stuff you don't want to be cleaning up, because I've already done it once. So, I just wanted to be on record. I'd like for some communications and like to have it done.
Mayor, let me.
I know it's an oddball situation.
It is.
And I think he understands it too, but, there's only 3 houses on that road. Only 2 of us are using the sewer and we're both topping up. So,
Mayor, just to be brief, and Richie can fill in probably better details, but I've had several conversations with the engineer, and I knew that's who I needed to go to.
and he told me,
And so, Broomfield runs right off, it's a dead-end street right off of Campbell on that west side of Griffin. These homes, his home and the home across Broomfield from him, best we could tell, when they were built, the sewer ran from Campbell to the home. Steps, and probably before you even moved there, another home was built in front of his house, between his house and Campbell. That home apparently was built on top of the sewer line.
the shed was.
Or the shed, a shed for that home.
It was on the east side of the house, but underneath the shed.
Right. So, and at some point, Broomfield Street was added, which is a public street. And what Richie and I have discussed is what really needs to happen is the sewer line should run from Campbell down Broomfield and then, like any other street, feed off of Broomfield into their homes. Instead of going under another private property to get to his home. Because now that we have a blockage and what we think it is the lines are broke up because they're just so old.
We're thinking it's full of roots.
And roots have grown all into them. You would have to go on private property to replace or do anything to that line. So the line really needs to go down Broomfield and then tap into both houses, his and the one across the street from him. So Richie's been doing some research on it and all that. It's definitely something that obviously needs to be addressed. Richie was going to come back with a proposal, maybe something we have to tap into our modernization funds to do, but we have 2, I think I don't want to speak for your neighbor, but I think we probably have 2 residents at least that we need to serve with a new sewer line down there.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where that house is vacant right now, where they tie in from.
But anyway, that's where we stand. Richie and I have talked several times about it. And so we're just kind of in limbo, I think, waiting on the actual recommendation from the engineer, because it is something that is a problem, serious problem.
Yeah.
And it's not a situation like, well, is it on the city side or the resident side? It's the line that comes from the street. But anyway, that's what I know about it. Richie, are you online?
Yeah, I was trying to get to where I could. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, so just as Wayne mentioned, the sewer line, the existing one is run on private property. It apparently has roots growing through it. And so as Wayne mentioned, unless something's done with that line, which is on private property, and as he mentioned, the shed is built on top of his downstream neighbor. The two options are, one option is to put a grinder pump in and a force main, and I think Clearwater has been out and done some pricing on that option. I can't remember what the numbers were. Russell, maybe Mercer or Ratcliffe may remember those numbers, how much that would cost. I thought that was maybe about a $20,000 or $30,000 option, but I correct me if I'm wrong, Russell and Ratcliffe. But the other option, which required a little research, is to, as Wayne mentioned, put a gravity line down Broomfield. So I have gone out and taken I looked at the contour maps and took some elevations and approximated what I thought were the elevations. And from those numbers, it appears that a gravity line can be run. I'm trying to confirm that with actual survey data, because I don't want to say it can be done when it can't. And so I need to get a surveyor to go check the elevations to see if it works. If that situation works, it looks like to put in the manholes in about 280, 260 feet of line, it's probably going to be it's probably about over $60,000 to go that route. And so I'm trying to confirm elevations to just make sure that works. And, Mr. Oversby, if we do that option, or either option really, Mr. Oversby will have to run his line on private property to connect to the infrastructure the city puts in. But yeah, he has been very patient, and I met him out there a couple times, been to his house, and yeah, we're trying to, if I confirm those numbers and the city can come up with funding, I think we can get him connected on a city line.
Richard,
didn't do it in the morning.
call me so we can give me your earliest dates. You can meet with me in Clearwater.
We can decide which best way to
take this, and so we can make a decision on it. So just
Okay.
give me a call.
Yes, sir.
Give me your best dates.
talk about
Okay.
so we can. Okay, man, situation.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I would just add that, it's a 1960s home. And it's been on gravity feed, so me having to buy a grinder pump and have to maintain it, feed that I would rather not.
And it sounds like to me, whether we do a grinder pump or gravity, a new line needs to be run down Broomfield, because if you do a gravity pump and you don't run a new line down Broomfield, you haven't solved the real problem, which is the roots.
I don't know how the people that's south of me would tie into that line, because their sewer goes out that back, I'm assuming, because that's where the main line goes.
Well, thank you so much. We'll meet with engineers
and other works to the maintenance side.
What's the best route to go with that? So
The main thing is I ask for communication, when it happens, when it stops up, it's gonna be a bad situation again. Yeah. It's already been almost 2 months, so.
We'll make sure you communicate with.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
5.1.
Now to the main agenda, item 5.1, approve or decline to take action pursuant to section 21-1911 of the Mississippi Code on properties that have been identified as a possible menace to public health, submitted by Marcus Ketchut, Director of Jackson County Planning Department, And the motion will be, and what I'm going to do is the motion, of course, will be to declare the following properties a menace to public health and to clean the property and return the property to its natural state, the standard language you normally have in your minutes. And I'm going, since there were so many of them, I'm going to go down and list all of that you recommended declaring public menace tonight by street address for the minutes. Then when we get to 5.2, we'll address the bids for cleanup. The following properties would be included: Barnes Road, 7001 Barnes Road, 4436 Blackwell Street, 4301 Bowen Street, 3142 Choctaw Avenue, 6201 Dora Avenue, 6118 Frederick Street, 7306 Ryerson Street, 4630 Hilma Street, 4930 Hilma Street, 4412 Jackson Avenue, 4800 Jefferson Avenue, 5042 Pecan Street, and then on 4008 Rogers Road, 3707 Vine Street, 4016 West Pine Street, and 4044 West Pine Street, with a caveat that on 4008 Rogers Road, it would be to rebid that for cleanup only. The rest would be declared menace.
There was two, it's property cleanup.
Yes, there were two that were property cleanup only. That one was, if that was true. I'm sorry, I didn't write that down. Did you write that street down, the two?
Yeah, Jefferson Street.
Okay.
And then
Rogers.
Yeah.
Rogers. 4008, I believe, Rogers Road.
Yeah, 408.
That'll be noted in the minutes for cleanup only properties. So that would be your, declare those listed properties as public menace and to authorize the cleaning of the property and return the property to its natural state.
Oh, can I get a motion for that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion by Alderman
Testing.
and second by Westro. No? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Have it.
Next item, 5.2, approve the client request to accept the lowest and best quotes to demolish / cleanup properties that have been identified as a possible menace to public health, submitted by Marcus Catchot, Director of Jackson County Planning Department. What I'm going to go down is list the street address with the company with the lowest bid that's submitted. And then those will be included in the minutes. 700 Barnes Road, RNA, $5,500. 4436 Blackwell, that's TriStar, $4,290. 4301 Bowen Street, that's J.E. Talley, $3,800. 3142 Choctaw Avenue, that's J.E. Talley, $3,900. 6201 Dora Avenue, J.E. Talley, $4,100. 6118 Frederick Street, TriStar, $2,800. 7306 Grierson Street, J.E. Talley, $4,200. 4630 Hilma Street, $4,750. I'm sorry, I did not list that. J.E. Talley. 4930 Hilma Street, J.E. Talley, $5,100. 4412 Jackson Avenue, J.E. Talley, $3,000. 4800 Jefferson Avenue, cleanup only, that's TriStar, $2,500. 5042 Pecan Street, J.E. Talley, $3,750. 4008 Rogers Road, that was the ones cleanup only, that will be 3707 Vine Street, J.E. Talley, $3,300. 4016 West Pine Street, $3,900. 404. Yes, 4016 West Pine. 4044 pay tally of 1,008. I would propose those all being included in one motion.
Motion to approve based on legal recommendation and recommendation from code enforcement.
Second. Votes for Alderman Chapman, second by Alderman Chastain, that we accept these bid prices for these houses to be demolished. This all will take place after 30 days if they're not cleaned up by that time. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes, ayes have it.
Item 5.3, approve decline of recommendation to restructure the Parks and Recreation Department to create a Community Services Department and Athletic Programs Department structure submitted by Mayor Billy E. Knight Sr.
So move.
Motion.
I got a question,
Yes, sir.
question. I understand what you're doing, but, what's the difference in, the community service manager and the program coordinator? Is that two separate people?
Same people.
Huh?
Same position, it's just the name.
Oh, same position, just difference. Okay. I'm good.
Mayor.
Yes.
And we also wanted to make sure everybody saw that we're moving the court department from under the police department to under the city code department.
What's,
Is that part of this motion?
Should be part of this.
So 5.3 should be restructure Parks and Recreation and the court department? Is that?
And what, may I explain, Mayor?
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Currently, prior to tonight, the court clerk and the deputy court clerk reported to the chief of police, and we felt like with the court being, we have three branches of government here in city government. The mayor, of course, is the chief executive. You are the legislators essentially, and the employees, of course, are part of the city organization chart. Well, with the court department, we just felt like better to separate the court department from the police department since court. And so the deputy court clerk will report to the court clerk, who will then, her reporting person will be the city clerk and not the police chief. So it kind of helps with your separation of powers and making that clean. Just for FYI, I believe Pascagoula does it like you currently have it. Goshen and Ocean Springs, I believe, follows the way we're proposing it be changed to tonight. And I think it's just, to me, it's cleaner in terms of maintaining as best we can your separation of powers within the structure of city government.
Another question?
Excuse me. Is that the chart you have in our package?
Sir?
The one you have in our, sent out in the package, that's what?
I believe.
It is on there.
I got a question about that chart. Be out of order, out of whack or whatever. The whole chart of government in the city, am I right?
Yes, sir.
On that chart, you got the mayor, then you got day-to-day operation. I understand that the mayor's over day-to-day operation. But the elected officials, the board of aldermen, should be at the top of any chart that come out. Because we have to make votes on it. We have to make decisions on it. We get all the phone calls. We get all the hassles. Because we the board of aldermen. So I think it should be board of aldermen, mayor, and then his staff. That's my opinion. Because the board of aldermen, let's start with us. We make policies, we set policies, and we do policies, so we should be recognized, because, that's where the buck's gonna stop at.
May I respond? Yep. And again, that organization chart is really employees of the city, which is an executive branch. You are in the legislative branch. So you don't need to be on the flow chart for the reporting of the employees in the executive branch because you are the legislative branch. You set policy. This entity, you hire and fire from where you sit, but you, as you all know, you can't be involved in the day-to-day operations of the city. So, but I don't think, Alderman Bradford, that you would need to be on there because I know that under the law, you set the policy, you vote and accept recommendations for department heads on hiring and terminating as the case may be. But as far as this flow chart, I think it needs to, obviously the mayor is the chief executive officer and then goes from there. That's in the executive branch. This is an executive branch flow chart, not a legislative branch flow.
We got two charts.
Well, yeah, I mean, it goes without saying.
It's absolutely the fact that we run a cold chart of government and the bus stop with us. We are responsible for hiring, firing, you know, everything that has to be approved, it has to come to us. So they can do what they want with the lower chart. But somewhere along the line, citizens have to know the folks that they voted for has a say.
And just by sitting here tonight, they know that because you're serving as an validly elected member of the legislative branch of this governmental entity. And so everybody has a part to play, but that organization chart was solely within executive branch, with the mayor being the top
I'm
executive.
not so much worried about the citizens that I am the staffers. They have to realize that they're responsible to elected officials. And that's cold chart of government. I mean, that's what I ran on, cold chart of government. And that's the way it goes.
Yeah, the only thing I would caution us all about is anytime you're a board of alderman, from the mid-90s or so, when the Attorney General's opinion went out, basically says you cannot be in a day-to-day, daily activities. I know that's not what you're saying, but the bottom line is, as long as we stay in our branch of government, we're going to be okay. The mayor has to stay in his branch. So we all have a role to play. But that organization chart is for everybody's benefit.
Citizens of Mall Point need to know that this is a cold chart of government.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that the folks that they elect is responsible for the city. In my opinion, that's where it's set up. We're a cold chart of government. And the citizens need to know that they're not voting for folks that don't have any authority to do nothing anyway. They already have lack of confidence in us, so we need to let them know that they city officials do have some authority.
Mayor, I think the issue is supervisory and day-to-day direction authority. The executive branch controls all of that. The aldermen are solely legislative. Our only authority comes through the legislative branch. Our authority is legislative. We vote on stuff. We approve stuff through votes. No employee here works for this board or any member of this board. No employee. We are not their boss. We are not to give them direction. We don't have any authority over them at all. Other than we do vote on the hiring and firing. That's true. We vote on the budget, but we do not have any day-to-day supervisory authority over any employee. And this chart just illustrates the day-to-day supervisory authority and the structure of that. That's all this does. We should not be any part of that, you know. And if we need something to explain to the public that that's the case, then I'd be all for it. But that is the very nature of a code charter government, that we are solely legislative. We have no supervisory authority over any employee.
Mr. Mayor, I think our city attorney explained it better than anyone else could ever say. You have three branches of government. You have the executive branch, you have the legislative branch, and you have the judicial branch. And that's on municipal level, state level, federal level, everywhere but the Queen of England. And anyone who understands the fundamental structure of government will understand the separation of powers and the authority as far as.
Well, let me defeat it, Sherwood Bradford. I understand the level of government. I'm a government man. I've been in the problem more than anybody on this board. But I don't want to go down is we have been voting setting policy and don't have any authority over those policies. That's empty bucket. I don't care what go on day to day. They can do what they want to do, but eventually, they're gonna margin him with one of these agendas, with something on the agenda that they didn't decide on a day-to-day basis, and we have no authority over it, or they don't think we have any authority over it. That's why our job is oversee. Now, that's our job. We can't go out there and say, Ms. Johnson, I want you to pick that paper up. But somewhere along the line, somebody got to explain to us why the paper ain't being picked up, because the citizens want to talk to us about the paper. So I don't want the employees or nobody else to get the notion that we're null and void and irrelevant. That's not gonna happen. And I don't care how many branches of government you got. I know we got a federal branch right now that's not being followed. That's why we got so much terrorists going on, because the government is out of whack. This council right here is responsible for this city.
Okay. Anything else, any other questions on that?
We have a motion and a
Yeah,
second.
I'll just see if all the questions are satisfied. We do have a motion and a second on the floor,
Yes, sir.
and we're on item number, what number is it?
5.3.
5.3. All in favor? Aye. Nays? Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.4, approve, decline consideration of a resolution requesting the Mississippi Legislature through the local and private legislative process to maintain the city of Moss Point's authority to levy the restaurant and tourism tax submitted by Mayor Billy E. Knight Sr.
Motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Chapman, second by Alderman. Who's that? Leslie? Leonard? Any questions? What this is, just to assure, this is about it don't have any of those, to be clear, the 2% tax that we got passed. This is just putting it back in the legislature to make sure it's there, and but we don't take a chance in it being dropped off without it being a part of continuing legislation. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it.
Item 5.5 was pulled from this week's docket. Next item is 5.6. Approve, decline item Zeta Drainage Study Project R-006-268-02-ZMP. Request board approval of modification 1, which extends the period of performance for this award through December 31, 2026. Authorize mayor to execute same for submission to NBA submitted by Tricia Thigpen.
To approve. Alderman Chapman. Second by Alderman Leonard. Justine? Any questions, gentlemen? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it.
Item 5.7, approve, decline KCDBG Robin Hood Sewer Improvement Project R-109-268-05-KCR. Request board approval for modification 4, which extends the period of performance for this award through December 31, 2026. Authorize the mayor to execute the same petition to MDA submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Richard still on the line? Mr. Richard?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Can you tell us something about this? I mean, we've been waiting like 6 years. I mean, do you still have your study? I mean, next week you start.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the contractor's on the burden is on him to get started. This really has nothing to do with the contractor. This is an extension of just a grant date. I think his completion date is still in May. That doesn't change that. So yeah, he's still on the hook. The contractor is on the hook to be done in May.
They moved to May now?
I thought it was 120 days. I think it was May 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And then the final completion was around June 6th, a month later. But yeah, it couldn't have been March. Yeah, I think it was May 6th.
I understand you just asking for extension for the period of performance, but ain't nobody performing nothing. I mean, these citizens have been held up for two mayoral terms now. prior to the mayor, Billy Knight first term, and prior to that, when I was on the board. And the sewage is still, the holes are still there, the roads are still broke up. And I mean, eventually something gotta happen. We keep asking for extensions on grants and then loans, but we need some work done out there on Robin Hood Drive for those citizens. Cause they called me last week, their roads are still tore up, sewer caps are still off, they're tearing up their cars, running over sewer holes. We gotta do some work. On that
Yes,
Robin
sir.
Hood.
I completely agree with you. And he had the contractor has notice to proceed, and he has that 120 days to be done with that project, or he gets penalized. And hopefully he's given us verbal that he'd be out there any day now.
We hadn't penalized him yet, it's been 6 years.
Well, he's only been under he's only been under contract since January 4th.
Of what year?
26.
So who was under contract the last 4 years?
Well, that was waiting on the grant to come through. Some of that was when this project came up. There's a period to waiting on the grant, and then when it was bid twice. First time it was bid, that bid got thrown out due to some technicalities with the way the contractors bid it. Then the second time it was bid, the bid was short about $250,000, which made the grant had to be revised to add that 250. Luckily, they found that money to be able to contribute towards it. So I agree with you. It has been a project that's been delayed, but some of that 250,000 was pretty critical. Now the city doesn't have to come out of pocket at all for that project, whereas before the city was burdened of about $120,000. But I agree with you, and hopefully he'll get out there and start working. But the burden is on him right now. The grant's through, everything's good. The burden's on him to get started. The contractor, that is.
Yeah, Mr. Arnold Bradford, I think one of the things I understand that happened was that when the work that you were saying, the street that was not paved over once the work was done, for whatever reason, the paving was not included in that contract. This contract that I sent you, the letter to proceed that I sent you the other day, the paving of that street, Robin Hood, in front of the baseball, is included in this project. That's why he said, I sent you that so you could see the letter to proceed. They received it in January. It's supposed to start work in February. And even though they're not there, he's saying they got 120 days to finish that work. And the paving will be a part of this contract that was not included in the last one. I don't know why it wasn't included, but it wasn't. But in this contract, that they have 120 days to complete, paving will be included in this contract. So now we have to monitor going forward this contract that's underway now with Gulf Breeze.
I appreciate the explanation, Mayor, but I'm having a community meeting next Monday, next month, or fourth Monday. And I like for Rich and whoever else is involved in this project to come to Little Rock Baptist Church and explain to these folks why they road been torn for 7 years. And now we ask for another extension. Explain to the citizens, because obviously, I ain't getting it. Represent them, and they on me like yesterday on the day. All they see is holes, destruction. They don't understand. I need somebody to come out there and break it down, explain it to them, because I ain't excuse for folks that just look like they just been begging their feet. I want y'all to explain that to the community.
We'll be glad to, I certainly be glad to be there. I'm sure Richard will. But what I would ask all of the aldermen to do is when we provide information to you, then we would hope that you would take that information and explain to the citizens based on that information.
What is that?
Now, it's up to them to believe, but all we can do is explain the information we have in front of us. It's our job to explain it to the parishioners, to the people. Okay, where are we?
Need a vote. We already have a motion.
No, we don't have them.
You do not have a motion second on 5.7.
5.71. Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Okay, motion by Alderman Chapman. A second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Chastain.
Vestra.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Next item, 5.8, approve plan request to purchase 50 new water meters from ETC Services LLC in the amount of $19,124.70 for the purpose of inventory stock and amend the budget accordingly, submitted by Tricia Thickpen, City Clerk. Meters will be purchased from Utilities Fund budget line item 400-5000-79698.
These are simply to have 50 units in stock. As it says, the purpose is inventory stock, so that as we go live next month, as one of these units malfunction, we have these units on hand and we can replace them. That's the purpose of needing them on stock. A motion?
I have a motion with a question, Mr. Mayor. Motion to approve.
Yes, sir. Question?
Question. This is more of a Mr. Russell question. Our guys want to install these meters when we have to replace them. That's all I need to know. Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question. Who's gonna be responsible for the inventory, Clearwater or the city?
I'm talking about the meters.
I'm talking about the
The physical.
inventory, the stocking, you know, things. Some reason, I'm 68 years old, some things tend to walk. And I need to know who's responsible, because it's $19,000, we don't need to look up, we ain't got half the inventory. So is Clearwater gonna be responsible for the inventory, or city? We will. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just a quick question, Mayor. It may not be a problem, but I would think the meters would qualify for modernization use tax infrastructure monies. Wonder why we wouldn't use that instead of depleting our utility fund, which sometimes needs a little help, you know. But just a thought. You might want to think about that.
Yeah, we're really trying to get, I agree with that. We're trying to get a clarity on this modernization money before we start spending it. So the judge is working with some legislators to make sure we got a good clarity on that.
Well, I know it's approved for water and sewer and now drainage, so.
Yeah, as long as we're clear on it. As long as we're clear on it, there's no,
Would prefer, we can switch it to the modernization use, that's up to the board. That is, a fund that we get deposits twice a year, once in January, once in July. We submit the expense report, in November before Thanksgiving, and then the state deposits the money into our account in January and in, July. It's roughly about $450,000, each, deposit. And we saved a pretty good bit. We don't want to deplete that, but this most certainly can be taken from that and not from the utility fund.
The one thing the mayor suggested, there's two bills, House Bill 1386 and Senate Bill 2191. Senate Bill 2191, I believe, passed the Senate. I communicated with the chairman of the Ways and Means on the House side today via text there's some to kind of loosen up. They're looking at allowing more use of those funds. Right now, you got roads, sewer, infrastructure, and buildings kind of connected to that. But for example, the reason we pulled item 5.5 tonight was we would like to use that money as match for those generators. in the event of a natural storm or disaster, you would have those available to you. And so, so we're working on that, but that's an excellent suggestion on this particular item to follow that suggestion.
So, Mr. Chapman, if you want to amend, the motion to, have the funds come from the modernization use, fund, we can do that.
Perfect, all right, Mr. Mayor, so I make a motion that the funds to finance that project come from the modernization fund.
There's a motion about a minute and a motion about Alderman Chapman to approve this item to include the fund coming out of the modernization fund instead of the utility fund. That was the second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Item 5.9, approve.
Excuse me, Chief, Alderman Duval, did you have a question?
I've just got some different things I want to utilize. I'm trying to get an understanding of this modernization money because I got some drainage projects that I really want to present. And I just need to know, knowing that that's an option. So, yes, sir. Thank you.
Item 5.9, approve decline a request to accept the lowest and best quote from Washington Electric to complete electrical repairs at Gaucher Street Ballpark. Project cost of $9,136, submitted by Donna Joseph, Director of Parks and Recreation.
Question.
Yes, sir.
It's $9,000 to complete electrical work. What all do you have to do? More than $10,000, undoubtedly you done paid. I mean, what's, I know you got lights, but I see where you got on another agenda, you're gonna have to pay Mississippi Power so much a month. But what is this, getting them ready to make the lights hook up for scoreboards or what?
That's kind of,
Huh?
it's for the panel box. It's actually, we working the panel box, electricity panel box, then also. But that's what this particular one is for.
Oh, so just to make sure that we don't run into a problem like we had with Alderman Bradford and how we experienced. Guy supposed to did one thing he was hired to do. He got somebody else to do it. And now the guy that did it is looking for his money, but he don't get paid till the guy get paid from the city. So as we dealing with a contractor, a licensed and bonded person that's gonna do this electrical work.
Washington Electric does a number of projects for the city.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I appreciate you, Mr. Chastain. Just has no mercy for the Board of Aldermen. We've been approached by contractors, say they done some work, but obviously the Recreation Department say they not authorized, they wasn't authorized to do the work. And I've been around this park for years. I can't see $9,000 going into a panel box. I can't see it. I mean, that panel box been out there for years, and they're gonna replace everything, just one panel box for $9,000. This don't have anything to do with the power of the lights, because the lights is controlled by Mississippi Power. Once you put all the panel boxes, you turn stuff on and off. And it don't control them but the cassette stand and the light. And we're gonna spend almost $10,000 on one panel box?
More than that, don't.
We had two assessments for that particular panel box. First thing that happened was the most obvious thing. When they turned the lights on, the panel box, we had sparks everywhere. So it's a huge safety issue. So for you to have two quotes and two assessments, and they both give the same assessment that you're going to have to actually repair this panel box in order to get it into working condition, number one, for it to be safe.
And then number two, then to have access, to have the disconnect. So you got a couple of different things that's going on, you know, in that particular quote. 9,000 was just the lowest quote. 10,000 is what the next one was, but they both had the same assessment in order to get it safe, then this is everything happening.
You're gonna lift the whole panel box out and replace it, right? Cause that panel box out there ain't good. They've been there 30 years, so you can go to Lowe's. I'm through with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but that's my ward and I got a right to represent my ward.
Let them folks do their job. Let them do their job.
Okay, do that. You ain't gonna rob the city.
Any other questions?
We don't have a motion yet.
A motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion by Alderman Chapman.
Second.
Second by Alderman who?
Now,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays?
I have a question for the judge before we move.
Let's finish the motion. Is there any nays?
No, ain't no nays.
Okay, it's passed.
Who's responsible for the, spending of the money in this city? It's in Baltimore, Mississippi. Who authorized to spend funds?
You do through the claims docket and accepting bids such as this. So the Board of Aldermen approves, subject to the mayor's.
Are we responsible to make sure that the money is getting spent wisely? It's responsibility of this board. So I think I was in line to ask it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So you know, that's why we allow you to ask questions.
I had a voice from the other side of me questioning, like I didn't have the authority to do that.
No.
It is my physical responsibility that this money is not misused. Because when the auditors and state auditors come in, they come into this board. I've been around long enough to know I ain't going to jail.
The public talk, the process is just what we went through. You know, you ask questions,
But I don't need all.
everybody asks questions, and then you vote. So if you get a majority to vote for it, you know, that's the process.
Man, we all out here working, trying to do the best we can for the city. I don't need none of my comrades up here questioning because I'm worried about this community. I'm worried about the recreation department. I'm worried about our children. I'm worried about that box been there for 10 years. Now you got $10,000 bill. It's somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to do better. And I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. It's just money being spent around here and we don't ever see any response. We don't ever see, it's just money, money, money. I approve this, I approve that, same pothole, same junkyard, same tore up panel. Now, eventually something got to become new if we keep spending money. And I said that.
Okay.
Next item, Mayor, 5.10, approve decline request to hire DeWanda Wells as the contractual host of Parks and Recreation programs and events submitted by Donna Joseph, Director of Parks and Recreation.
Pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve with a question.
Alderman Chapman, your question?
Question. Paid out of Parks and Rec's budget.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you.
Second by Alderman Chastain. Any other question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.11, approve decline recommendation to hire Karen Horton as Administrative Assistant Tornado 1 for Police Department submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
Pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion by Alderman
Chastain, second by Alderman Vestro. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Item 5.12, approve decline recommendation to hire Tanquia Netterville as full-time police officer certified submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Chapman.
Second.
Second by Alderman Dubose. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Item 5.13 on the agenda was removed from tonight's docket. 5.14, approve decline recommendation to hire Zatia Harris as dispatcher submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
So move, Mayor.
Second,
Motion by Alderman Chapman,
second,
second by Alderman Chastain.
right.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.15, approve decline to accept the lowest and best quote from Cutting Edge Automotive Solutions LLC for a vehicle lift in the amount of $8,545 and amend the budget accordingly, submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police, to be purchased from forfeiture and seizure account fund.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Alderman Chapman,
Vehicle lift.
second.
Question, is this a tow truck? Okay.
Second.
Motion to approve, second.
Second by Alderman Alderman Dubose. Are there any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Item 5.16, approve decline to request to accept the long-range plan required for the annual MSDH inspection submitted by Jeremy Mothershead, H2O Innovation Project Manager.
Motion to approve.
Second.
By Alderman Lennon, second by
Second.
Alderman Chapman. Any question?
Last question.
Yes, sir.
We want to do this before the end of before we negotiate the other contract.
No, this is all a part of the closeout.
So that'll be it for them.
Yeah.
And will the other company be able to do one too?
I'll just take care of that period of time.
A whole year?
Yeah. They're trying to do all that need to be done. Yeah. Any other question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Item 5.17, approve decline a request to enter into a lease agreement with Mississippi Power for lighting services at Negotiate Street Ballpark at a cost of $2,348 per month and amend the budget accordingly, submitted by Donna Joseph, Director of Parks and Recreation. Funds to be paid from GL number 111-5-111-60631.
Question.
Yes, sir.
That GL number, is that coming out of 2%? Is that the account number? The 2%?
Yes.
It is? That payment, that $2,348 per month. But it say funds to be paid from that GL number. Is that the 2% number?
Can the GL again, please?
It's 111-5-111-60631.
That's 2%. So that comes to the average of about what, about $25,000, $26,000 a year? So those, I mean, will that be for 12 months? Baseball diamond, you're gonna be using them lights 12 months.
The lease itself is monthly. Like, the lease itself is monthly, and what you're getting is, you're getting the equipment. That's what you're using.
Right. That belongs to us.
The fixtures, all of that's going to be changed out, that's what that's what your, proposal is for Mississippi Power. You see it on your request, it has all of the fixtures that are going to be replaced.
I don't know what.
So you're getting 46 light fixtures and all the brackets, and then the agreement comes with them completely maintaining them, changing them out when they need to be changed, fixing them, doing whatever.
So is any lights working now?
Have some that are working again. When it was assessed originally, it was a safety issue. So you have some of them that are not affixed to the pole. And so in this, we had two assessments, and it's a safety issue. If you have a hard wind, the brackets that are not attached to that, this will just replace them all new. And so you can go from there maintaining the lifespan. Because they're all old.
Well, can I make a statement in the form of a question, however you take it? We don't need to do a city. And 2% tax was passed before I left off the last board. So the last 4 years have been using 2% tax. I want the public to know, I want it to be officially, my official statement. I am totally against 2% tax, paying for lights and everything but our children. We paying, how many $1,000 you said they were gonna be just 20,000? And our children.
But they're about 20, 25, 26.
Baseball field, they don't have a gym to play in, and we got out there to pass this 2% tax for our children, and now they the only one ain't benefiting. I want everybody to know I ain't happy. I'm sorry, excuse my posture, whatever you wanna call it, but I'm for the children. We spending all this money in recreation, and our children don't have a decent gym to play in, a decent park to play in. Our senior citizens don't have, what is it, soccer ball, what's that new? What is it?
Pickleball.
Pickleball, we don't have nothing, but we paying all this money out of 111 tax. And it's just, to me, that's irresponsible spending, and I ain't, man, I ain't happy, man, I ain't happy.
Can I ask one question, please? I know we're talking about Sue Ellen, and can you just give any update to Sue Ellen Gym? Just where that current, where it stands for the public, please? I mean, if you, I hate to put you on the spot.
Can we carry this motion first and then?
Yeah, well, we can do that.
Motion to approve. Second.
That was a motion by.
And I can do that later on. Yes.
Alderman
No. Who seconded?
Yeah.
I second. Question.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Lights at the ball field for the children.
Yes. Right.
Make sure the children know it's dark.
Next item?
Next item, 5.18, approve decline invoice number 234 for Jackson County Economic Development Foundation, amount of $5,000, and amend the budget accordingly, submitted by Tricia Thigpen, City Clerk. Fees to be paid from GL number 04-5-001-65632.
Mayor, can we discuss this before we vote?
Yes.
I know the budget before this past budget, so the 24 budget, we had to cut all the extras out, all the money to the chamber, the money to the foundation, the money to impact, the money to celebrate. Every extra thing that we were giving out, city sponsorships, all the bond, whatever it was, we cut it down to the core. And I thought this was part of that list, this foundation money. And look, I just want to bring this up, and I respectfully respect what you think we should do here, but I mean, if we're getting to the point now where we're recovering somewhat financially and we can start restoring some of that, I would personally much rather start paying our chamber dues again, because they actually bend over backwards to help us. I mean, Paige does all kind of stuff to help this city. And I'm not so sure what our return on investment is in paying the foundation $5,000 a year. Now, you may know better because you own the board of directors, but I mean, I see we got an invoice, but it just says annual pledge. I don't know really what we're getting back out of that $5,000, that maybe we get invited to a dinner, Jackson or something, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I mean, if we're going to start restoring these donations that we make, dues or membership dues, whatever you want to call them, is this where we want to start, or is this what you feel we should do?
Well, the board have to decide whether you want to be a member. I think that's part of for me having that seat. So, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have to sit on that board. But it's the board's decision of what organizations like that in the chamber you want to be a part of. So if this board decide you do not want to be a member of the Jackson County Economic Development Foundation, then don't pay the dues, because that's what that's about.
Well, I like you sitting at that table. I like the fact that you're there.
Have to do it, and it's up to the board.
That's
one of those things that Mr. Bradford is talking about. That's a board decision. If the board decide you don't want to be a member of the chamber, or you don't want to be a member of the foundation, then don't vote to pay the dues. And that means we're not a member.
Mac, can I go up my opinion on that?
Yeah.
Jackson County Economic Development Board, that's right,
Foundation.
Foundation, has never done Morris Point. Because they are responsible for bringing in big industries, heavy industry, and all the industries that's coming around here is being pointed to Pascagoula, Gold Shade, New York, everywhere. We're not getting anything from them guys. I don't eat dinner with them. I don't, they can say that invite. But Lord, it hurts me to say this. I agree with Mr. Leonard. We don't. That's rare. Yeah, that's the number right there. That's our part. Me and Mr. Leonard is agreeing, we got something going on. That is just a waste of money. I'd rather give it to the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce than anybody. But them guys, they don't do nothing for us, but I don't know what, they can't tell me one industry they done brought in here in 15 years.
Okay, that's a board decision. That's a board decision. So if four of us say we don't think we ought to be a part of that foundation, then don't vote for it.
Mayor, I do,
It's simple.
I'll respond, and I appreciate Alderman Bradford's comments. I do. I do want you to be a part of it. I just know we had to trim our budget and cut just about everybody out. And I always assumed at some point, we would put it all back and we'd be able to participate again. I guess my question is, should this be the first one? And I'm not necessarily saying we don't ever pay it, because if we're gonna be a member, you're right. If we want to be a member, we owe our dues. But could we table it until we maybe have a discussion, maybe a presentation by them about what they're doing in Moss Point? I know they're doing stuff at the airport. I know there's stuff at Northrop Grumman. I know up at Helena Industrial Park. That's not in the city, but it's in the school district. I just think when I think about how much the chamber does for us, it just seems like, okay, well, maybe if we're gonna do this, maybe we need to add the chamber back too, because theirs is $2,500 a year. So can we table this until we get a little?
Absolutely, you get enough votes and votes.
I'd like to make a motion that we table this into further discussion.
Second.
And most of Alderman Chastain and second by Alderman Leonard, that we table this for further discussion. Any other question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Yes, ayes have it.
Item 5.19, approve decline quote number 2605 for Air Intellect Gulf Coast in the amount of $510 and amend the budget accordingly, submitted by Tricia Thigpen, City Clerk. Funds to be paid from GL number 302-5-000-00911.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Leonard, second by
Alderman Chester.
Chastain. Any other question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's have it.
Final,
One more, yes.
the final item for the main agenda is item 5.20, which was moved from the consent agenda, item 4.5. Approve decline request for Victoria Pollard, Jackie Webb, and Donna Joseph to attend the Mississippi Recreation and Park Association Annual Conference to be held March 2nd and 4th, 2026 in Biloxi, Mississippi, at a cost of $825, submitted by Donna Joseph, Director of Parks and Recreation.
Motion to approve.
Second. There was a motion by Alderman Chastain. We'll get to it. There was a motion by Alderman Chastain. Second by Alderman Leonard. Other question?
Question and statement, remarks. Now, where these funds coming? 111, 111?
So, stop right there.
They ain't not coming out 111?
That's right.
Let me ask a question. And Mayor might be more up on this than most, all, since it's not. And Ms. Joseph, I hope you don't think this personal. But everybody in Moss Point knows we got a crisis. Our recreation department is not what it should be. And it ain't all her fault. And some of this legislative fault, these guys who say they legislative overseers or whatever. I don't think we ought to be spending no $850 and sending 3 staffers out of the city in March. And we trying to get baseball off the ground, trying to get Sue Ellen open. We need to set our priority, because I've been to these conferences. Like I said, I'm a veteran politician. Some of these conferences ain't nothing but wine and diamonds. We got some serious work here to do. send 3 staffers out of town, March the 2nd, and we're trying to have opening ceremony in March or April for the children, we're trying to get them registered. I just think we could cancel this to next year, in my opinion.
Have a motion on the floor. And a second. Any other question? All in favor?
Aye.
Nays?
Nay.
Motion,
That's all the main agenda, Mr. Mayor.
motion adjourned.
So,
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Ayes have it. Thank y'all.